What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Movies That Make You podcast, where movies are more than just entertainment. They're a catalyst for meaningful conversations. I'm Jonathan Sprang, and I go by Sprang, and most weeks we dive into movies to watch in preparation for new releases hitting theaters. But we don't stop there. We explore the morals, the deeper ideas, and the life lessons that these films have to offer. Today, we're talking about Dog Man, and in order to prep for Dog Man, we talked about all the different dogs that we like in movies. So with me and the boys talking through our favorite dog films, dog movies I grew up with, and dog movies the kids like. So that's all in preparation for Dog Man that hits theaters this Friday. You can follow our movie journey and join the conversation on Instagram at Movies That Make You. You can also follow all of our lists, the movies that make you laugh, the movies that make you cry, the movies that make you scream, and everything in between at Letterboxd at I Am Sprang. We love hearing from you, so drop us a message and let us know what movies have made an impact on your life. Before we dive into this week's episode, here's a sneak peek at the next 4 weeks on the Movies That Make You podcast. Next week is the first Monday of February, and so we're going to be doing our podcast on romance movies. So Kristen's going to be joining the show. She and I will be talking about our top 5 romance movies, and there might be some crossover, but there might not be much, so you'll want to check that out. The week after that, the boys are going to be back, and we're going to be prepping for Captain America Brave New World. We rewatched 4 of the previous Captain America movies. That includes Winter Soldier, Civil War, Infinity War, and Endgame. And we talk about all of those movies on the podcast in preparation for seeing Sam Wilson as Captain America in Captain America Brave New World. The week after that, we got Papa Goss coming on the show. We're going to talk about a couple of other films that have these toys that end up becoming demonic and taking over and causing havoc, but also touching on Longlegs because that is the same director as The Monkey. And we're probably going to try to get one other Stephen King film in there because The Monkey was a Stephen King short story. We hope those episodes excite you. So without further ado, let's get to the podcast. We are back with another episode of the Movies That Make You podcast. I am Sprang, and I'm joined by the boys today for this episode. Let's run it down. Let's go youngest to oldest.
You always do oldest to youngest, so I got.
I know. I threw you.
Hi, I'm Dogman. I mean Ezekiel. Why did I say Dogman? Hi, I'm Ezekiel, and I'm 11.
I'm Colton, and I'm like 12 and a half.
I'm Jacob, and I'm 14.
I'm Connor. I'm almost 15.
Yes, you are. You're like a month away. Crazy. So what are you most looking forward to for your 15th birthday?
Driving, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. We're going to get you the driver's ed courses. We're going to teach you how to steer, make sure you know how to adjust your mirrors, make sure you know how to change your gears because we're going to get a stick shift. Yeah. You're going to get all the learning.
Yeah.
Nice. So tell me one thing that you that's good about this week, Connor.
I'm getting a lot of Amazon packages. Yes. But now I have like $20, so that's kind of bad.
Colton, how about you? One good thing from this week.
Can I do my high and my low?
Sure.
All right, so my low is I almost like injured someone because I was playing basketball and I crossed him up so bad that he tripped on my foot and fell. So, it was a pretty good ankle taker, but I missed the shot. So, and then what else? My high is that I'm starting my practice card again in band, and I have like it's only been 3 days, and I already practiced 75 minutes. No, 85 because I'm a Sigma.
And how many days do you have to practice to get your 100% out of the week?
5.
Yes. And you have to practice 5 days a week and get out how many minutes?
160.
Nice. You're well on the way. That's awesome. Hey, Jacob, give me one good thing from this week.
I got halfway, I think, on a book I'm reading. So, I don't know. It's a tiny little thing.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. What is the book called?
Hunt for Red October.
Yeah. Tom Clancy is a great one.
What's it called again, Jacob? I didn't hear you.
A Hunt for Red October by Tom Clancy.
I've read Tom Clancy before.
No, you haven't.
Very nice.
Wait, I thought I read it before because I heard the name.
Okay. Do you know who in your family reads Tom Clancy?
Daddy.
Yep. And who else?
Kristen.
Nope. Who's Kristen?
Jacob.
Jacob.
Grandpa Rick has a whole bunch of Tom Clancy books too. Very cool, huh? All right, Zeke, what's your one good thing that happened this week?
I was blessed with, my ears were blessed with the absolute perfection that is Happy Place. It's a
What do you mean
song.
happy place? Oh,
It's
okay.
a song. I was blessed with hearing it. It's my favorite
Okay.
song.
Nice. What's up, Colton?
Zeke, I think you should listen to the song What You Know About Me.
Mm-mm.
Why do you say Connor?
It's by Sexy Red and what's her name?
Okay,
What's
now
her
I
name?
know why.
I think you should listen to.
No, it's actually a good song.
I think you should listen to Glorilla.
Yeah, it was Glorilla and Sexy Red.
So my low of the week is that my foot is giving me issues again. Every once in a while, my heel starts acting up, and I can't walk on it for a few days. So I have a boot that I bought to help me the last time, and now my big toe is hurting me too. So I can't even walk normally, even with the boot on. My whole foot hurts, and I'm very frustrated. But the high is that we get to do the podcast today. We get to have some fun. All right, so today we are going to talk about some fun movies in preparation for Dogman. Dogman comes out in theaters this Friday. And so in order to talk about that movie, we're going to just talk about some other movies that have dogs in them that we've liked and we've watched before. I'm going to share some from my childhood, and then they're going to share some of their favorites. So we're just going to have a real low key, not a ton of detail, just some fun conversations about the movies that we're liking that have dogs in them. So should be a fun time. But first, before we jump into our favorite movies, I asked Zeke if he could give us a little bit of a rundown for Dogman, the books and the character, so we can know kind of what the movie's going to be about.
So basically, in total, there are like 6 main characters, one of them being Petey's butler. He doesn't count that much, but he's still a character. So basically, George and Harold stop doing Captain Underpants, and then they find some old Dogman comics. Then they think, hey, maybe we should do it. They realize how bad they are, and they start laughing. So basically, the premise of the new one is basically just to, get some laughs and stuff. So basically, Petey, the bad guy, creates a bomb, and then Officer Knight and Greg the dog, they go to defuse the bomb, but then Dogman is like, grrr, and then Officer Knight's like, green? So he snips the green one. Then he's like, wait, aren't dogs colorblind? And then they go to the hospital. Then the head of the dog is okay, but the rest is just destroyed, and then the head of the cop is destroyed, but the rest is fine. So then the nurse gets this brilliant idea, which is basically how they created Dogman. Why don't we sew the cop's head onto the dog's body?
Other way around.
Other way around.
Why don't we sew the dog's head onto the cop's body?
Nice. So that's kind of the premise of the story, and that's how he becomes Dogman, and then he fights different criminals and bad guys the whole movie, all the books.
There's Robo Chief, which basically is like Chief being mean to Dogman, but then realizing he's being just rude. But then again, while Chief was on the floor, he was jumping on him, licking his face, jumping on him again, and just stepping on him. And then Chief calls him a bad doggy.
So Colton, have you read some of those books before?
Yeah, I think I read like 4 of them.
That's cool. What's your favorite? Do you have a favorite character?
Rolling Ball, I think, was my favorite book.
Okay.
It was the one where on the cover he's running from a rolling ball.
Nice.
My favorite character was it a big toilet? No, that was
Give it a toilet.
no, that was Captain Underpants. It's a big I think it was hot dog. Right, Zeke?
No, that's not it. But listen.
What was it?
There is a chapter in here where it says Weenie Wars.
Accurate.
And it's a bunch of hot dogs that try to beat up Dogman.
Accurate.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, that's your favorite part?
Those are my favorite characters. Weenies.
Nice.
Weenies.
You like
Weenies are my
weenies?
favorite character. I love
Very cool. So one of the things that I find interesting is that it's the same authors that did the Captain Underpants books. Is that true?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
pretty cool.
that's true.
Yeah.
It's
And
in
so
here
then
somewhere.
they did a Captain Underpants movie. Did they do a Captain Underpants TV show?
They did.
Yeah, they did.
They did a movie and a TV show, but it's on the TV show is only on Netflix, and the movie is.
You know what's
I
crazy?
don't
Somewhere.
actually know.
Yeah.
They're actually doing a Dogman movie.
What? That's
No,
crazy.
Actually,
And it comes out this Friday. So go
you know
see
what
it.
else comes out this Friday?
All right, so let's jump into this. So one of the things that comes to mind when I hear the start of this story is I think of something like Frankenstein's monster, because it's a dude that kind of takes all these body parts from dead people, puts it together, sews it together, strikes lightning down, and then it becomes a human thing or a living thing. That comes to mind. The other thing that comes to mind is what was that? Nightmare Before Christmas, because they sewed up the one character is like sewing up all the different things, so it's like this kind of hodgepodge. Those are a little darker, and when I think about the Dogman, even when I saw the trailer, I was like, this is kind of a dark storyline that like they took the head because the rest of his body is destroyed, and they took the body because his head was destroyed, and they put it together. That's kind of, but I guess it's for children, so it's okay.
one of the songs that's on my playlist, Work It, Make It, Do It, Makes Us Dogman. It's in the Dogman movie. Harder,
Okay.
better, faster, stronger. It's
Do you know what group that is?
Draft Punk.
Close. Daft Punk. And where do we know them from, Connor?
Whopper, 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 Junior Double.
Remember the movie that they did the soundtrack for?
Tron?
There you go.
I
Good
literally
job.
just-
I knew you had it.
I just guessed.
So let's go ahead and jump into some of these other movies. So the first one, I want to talk about a couple that are movies that we haven't watched yet, but they're from my childhood and we'll eventually watch them. I'm just going to kind of list them off and give a little bit. So one of the movies that I grew up watching was called Old Yeller. It came out, anyone want to guess the year? It was way before me.
1846.
A little earlier than that, or sooner than that, recently.
Whoa.
1968.
Low or earlier than that.
99.
Nope.
He's earlier.
1970.
1957.
That's around
That's
your
older than
birthday.
me.
Yeah.
That's around your
Wow.
birthday.
Yeah, of course it is.
Around your birthday?
So it's basically a story of this family. They live on a farm like out in the west, and they come across this old dog, and they love the dog, and it's just they're kind of getting into hijinks and doing things as a family and loving the dog, and then it just kind of it's a kind of a really touching story. But I grew up watching that one. One of these days we'll watch that one. We'll probably have to do a podcast on it because it's like kind of sharing that old school story or movie with you guys would be kind of fun. The next one is one called Turner and Hooch. This one came out in 1989. This one has Tom Hanks. Who's heard of Tom Hanks? Who's Tom Hanks' voice?
Tom Holland.
I don't know. Batman?
No.
Michael,
Why did I get
Michael
that?
Myers.
Zeke, you said you knew who Tom Hanks was.
I know who he is.
Michael Myers.
How do you know who he is? What do you know him from?
No, I just know
Fucking.
him.
You just know the name?
Yeah.
Okay, well, the reason for that is because he voices Woody. All right, so that's where you probably would have known him. All right, so Tom Hanks plays a cop, and he gets paired with this, like he has to take care of this dog, and it's this huge red mastiff, and they're the ones that have the big skin, like the real rolly skin and big jowls, and he drools everywhere, and he shakes his head, and the drool flies all over the apartment, and he's just like so sick of this dog. It's so dumb. He hates the fact that he has to take care of this dog, but then they grow to like, he grows to like the dog, and the dog begins like to be a good friend, and then they end up solving like some case at the end of the day. But really, really cute movie, really fun movie. Definitely one that your mom talked about, Connor and Colton. I actually have it on the list to do a Tom Hanks trilogy of Forrest Gump, Turner and Hooch, and Castaway. So that'd be kind of fun to watch.
Forrest Gump.
Yeah, have you seen it?
Yeah.
I got to
Oh,
pee.
yeah?
I've seen
Oh,
Waterboy.
Jacob,
I've
no.
seen Waterboy and Forrest Gump.
Colton, I
Nice.
don't actually have to pee.
It's from the movie, bro.
The
From the
quote.
movie. The other one I did want to touch on was Homeward Bound. Homeward Bound. This is Kristen's favorite Like it was like the only movie she's asked to watch with you guys is Homeward Bound when we started doing the movies. So, Colton, you said that you really liked this one.
Yeah, this one's
Do you
like
remember,
pretty good.
do you remember anything from the story?
So this was a pretty good movie, if you ask me. So the start of the movie, they they had a family and a dog, and then the family left the dog. So the dog finds his other friends and tries to find their own. So that's all I remember. How'd you like my Rocky accent?
That was good. Rocky Balboa. That's a sneak peek at what you have to look forward to in our Rocky episode coming later this year. All right. So next movie I wanted us to talk about is a movie called Marley and Me. Jacob, you mentioned this one as being one of your favorite movies with a dog. So tell us a little bit about the story. Don't give away the ending, but tell us a little about the story and why you like it.
I don't remember a lot about this movie. I just remember it being a good movie. I don't know. I know it had Owen Wilson in it, the Lightning McQueen, that guy.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ka-chow.
And Jennifer Aniston, Rachel from Friends. So she was in it as the wife. So I did want to mention on Homeward Bound, you got most of it right. So like the family leaves, they leave the dog. I think it's 2 dogs and a cat. They leave the dogs and cat with the family, and they on a farm because they think it'll be better for them because they're going to a different city. But instead, the dogs escape, and then they are wandering around in the wilderness trying to find the family. Meanwhile, the family's freaking out because the dogs ran away. So. But it ends up being all nice and pretty at the end when they find each other, and it's just super touching. Really fun because the animals talk with human voices, so super, super cool. But yeah, very nice. Reminded me kind of like Paddington, but a little bit less CG because all they CG'd were the mouths. It was real animals acting. So cool stuff.
Can I make an addition movie?
Sure.
The one I was gonna say earlier. Clifford the Big Red Dog, the movie.
Did you
I'm a
even see
big
it?
dog.
I grew up listening to this, listening because I didn't read it. So this book is like really good because it's a Clifford and he goes on all these different things, but he's a really big dog, like really big,
Like massive?
like low taper fade massive.
If you
So
don't love him at all, he disappears.
I think he sleeps in like a garage or something. But I remember this one where he tried to find a doghouse, but it was so big he had to sleep in the real house.
It's crazy. Did you ever see the movie?
No,
Yeah, I didn't think so.
I need to.
I didn't see it either. Connor, didn't you want to see that movie? And then you saw the trailer and you're like, yeah, no.
Ugh, no, thank you.
Don't remember.
Yeah, I do. That's what happened. You were like, oh, Clifford the Big Red Dog, that would be cool. And then like the first time we saw the trailer in the theater, we walked out and you went, that doesn't look good at all. Yeah, Clifford the Big Red Dog. I remember the books. I think it was a little after my time, so I didn't grow up with it, but I remember seeing the books around. All right, Connor, the movie that you mentioned when we talked about dog books was Secret Life of Pets. So
Yes.
tell us a little bit about that story and why you like it so much.
I had to remember a bit of this, but I got it. So this, I don't know what type of dog he is, but he's in this apartment with his mom, and then a new dog comes over and he doesn't like him. And after they become friends and then they like start exploring, and there's other pets in the apartment, and they go out and do something. I don't know what they do, but yeah. And
Yeah,
then
they just kind of wander around the city and get into trouble, and then they like. I remember the little bunny rabbit, voiced by Kevin Hart. Like that was so funny.
And then the second one, there's like a baby, and then they're trying to protect the baby. And then I think there's one where they go to a farm where that's the same one.
Yeah, I
It's
think it
the
might be
same
the same one. He has to learn how to be a dog, right?
Remember Secret Life of Pets 1, where there is like this super puffy, stinky dog that got everything, and then there is a wiener dog. A wiener dog.
Man, it always comes back to the wieners.
I know, right? Seems
Wiener
like these
dog.
kids love them.
What about you, Jacob? You got anything you like about the Secret Life of Pets?
I didn't know Kevin Hart was the white bunny.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like he's living on the street and he's all tough and big and bad and all that stuff. So funny. And Secret Life of Pets 2, the dog that is like the one that's the farm dog and like kind of trains them how to be a real dog because they've been a house dog their whole life, is voiced by Harrison Ford. Who can tell me where we know Harrison Ford from? There's a couple of things at least.
Han Solo, right?
Yep, Han Solo is one.
Is he the owner of Ford?
He is the no, he's not the owner of Ford, but I like that. I like that.
Indiana Jones.
Yes, yes. So Indiana Jones, but there's also another movie that we've seen where he played a guy that had a Saint Bernard dog, not a Saint Bernard dog. He had a dog that followed him around and helped him explore the frozen tundras of Alaska or something like that. It's called The Call of the Wild. Do you guys remember that one? It was like the dog was fully animated, like CG animated, so it was a little weird, but Harrison Ford was in that movie. Anybody remember that?
Wasn't that like, weren't there natives too?
I think so, yeah.
Alaskan natives? Okay.
This is the one I was telling you about. Can you see that?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Oh, yeah.
I have no idea
Yeah.
what that is.
Yeah, so Harrison Ford played a guy in that movie that was exploring the Yukon Peninsula, and this Californian dog just ended up liking him, and he started following him around, and it's just them exploring the world up there in the frozen tundra. Two of the movies that came up when I talked to you guys earlier. One of them was A Dog's Purpose. Who remembers this one?
Explain it.
Yeah. Do you remember what it's about, Jacob?
It's about the dog, and
And it
he
has
dies.
a purpose?
Yeah, he has a person, and then he dies, and then he reincarnates as another dog, and then he tries to find the person.
Very nice. Any other dog movies, any other pet movies you guys can think of that you liked growing up?
It's not a movie,
fault.
but it's a really good show. The dog's name is Pugsley, and he gets inhabited by like a demon
Ooh,
god,
wow.
like a demon god. And then he
Okay.
gets all of his powers. Then the demon god eventually leaves his body.
Interesting.
It's called Dead End Paranormal Park. It's just a bunch of demons in it. I like it.
Wow. What you got, Colton?
One that's rated R, so we haven't seen it, but it was called
Strays?
Strays. Oh,
Yep, I want to see that movie.
Heather let me watch like a little bit of it, but then it was like so bad that we had to turn it off.
Yeah, it's awful. It's like,
Every second
It's
there was
so
another
vulgar.
cuss word.
yeah.
It's like school.
No, it was worse than school. Trust me, it was way worse than school.
All right, so let's wrap up the episode talking about our favorite dog breeds. Connor, why don't you go first?
So it's kind of a coincidence. So I've had two YouTubers. One of them is named The Boys, and one of them is named Dan TDM. Woo! And they both have pugs, which is actually in The Boys. His name is Molly, and he has a pug. But I don't know. I think pugs are my favorite. And the pug won the last dog competition.
Yeah.
Yes,
That was-
Thanksgiving Day parade. After that, there's always the dog show, the National Dog Show, and yeah, a pug won for the first time ever.
Yeah.
I think pugs are overhated.
Maybe. Hey, Colton, why don't you tell what's your favorite dog?
It's like the Doge dog.
Doge dog?
He's cute for real.
Yeah,
It's a
you know
Shiba
the-
Inu.
You know the Doge meme, right?
Shiba
Oh,
Inu.
okay.
Is that dog?
So our grandma has that. My grandma has that. We saw one.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Florida when we visited her.
What? I didn't.
Do you not
The
remember?
Japanese fighting dog?
Super
No,
soft.
well, I don't
fluffy.
think that's the same thing.
Yeah, it's the same one.
Yeah, show him.
A Shiba
Hold
Inu.
up. Hold up. I'm trying to get a picture.
One second intermission.
Yep.
What?
the dog
I
she
didn't-
Yeah, I
has.
remember that too.
I didn't
Yeah.
see it.
You just weren't there. You just weren't there.
Yeah.
No.
Zeke, what about you? What's your favorite dog breed?
I mean, I gotta say Vizsla. I
Right?
legally am obligated to say Vizsla because I signed a contract saying that I would say that.
Sure. I
okay,
understand.
okay. I did not sign a contract. Vizsla is not my favorite.
Yeah. Jacob, what about you?
I got a lot of options, man. I want a pit bull. I want
Pitbull.
a French bulldog. I want a Bichon Frise. I want a whole bunch. I want a lot of dogs.
Nice. growing up, I always liked the German Shepherd. So I think maybe one of these days when we don't have all the craziness of having the four boys and Leia around, we might have to get a German Shepherd. Maybe we'll get some land, have some place for them to run around. It'd be good.
When you have a robot that cleans for you.
We already do.
Exactly.
Not really.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Can it
What's
sweep?
our robot's name?
Bob.
Bob.
Yeah.
We got Bob.
Hi, Bob. Hi, Bobby boy.
Where is he?
Very
He's
cool.
right there, charging.
All right, guys. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Go see Dogman in theaters this Friday. We're excited for it, right? It's gonna be good.
Mhm.
Looks pretty
Colton's
fun.
locked in, yeah.
Yeah, he's locked his head in, and he looked like a demon boy.
Demon
on.
Slayer, Tanjiro.
Keep on.
Demons are too much for me to handle by myself.
But you know what isn't too much for me to handle? Those type of things.
Imagine if Queso had a go-to dress.
No, it's imagine if Nick hit 30th French fry
So I had a
wave.
goatee with dreads.
Imagine if Nick and 30 got a
Right,
french fry with waves.
Thanks so much for listening to the Movies That Make You podcast, where movies are a catalyst for meaningful conversations. We hope you'll give us a like, a share. Let us know you were here over at our Instagram at Movies That Make You. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. So until next time, keep watching movies.